One, and blah! Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the
Hello,
Retro
everybody.
Bros podcast number 5. I can't wait till I can't just do that on one hand. Welcome in, everybody. Today we have Citric Acid. Look, I'm going to point that direction. Citric Acid is here with us. We have Lyle once again, and joining us for the
Hello.
first time on our podcast is Vivian, our newest hire to the Retro Bros team. Welcome in, everybody. How are you three doing today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you, Joss?
I'm good. I just spent 9.5 hours editing our special video that is coming out tomorrow.
I cannot wait to see it.
I know you can't. I know Citric already watched it with me. Lyle, you're going to enjoy it. Trust me.
I bet I will. I have faith that you did a good job.
There is a Patreon exclusive version, and that will be available for anybody who pays $1 or more on the Patreon. So consider that. I did some logistics stuff today. If we get 17 more subscribers between now and October 31st, we will get a payout, and then we will do a giveaway in November. And if we average 41 subs in a single month, then we will get monthly payouts so that we can do monthly giveaways. Vivian and I have been talking about giveaways today as well.
Me and Vivian also talked about potential prizes that we could give
Yes.
out for giveaways last night.
Yeah, and that's kind of what brought up the giveaways to me today. We're going to be planning those out. Once we get into a steady flow back in the streaming stuff, we'll be doing our giveaways very soon. Um, so we have a few topics to talk about today. We have Joy-Cons, Halo Infinite, a little tidbit of information from our good friend Guillermo del Toro about a
My
Halo
guy.
project
My
from
guy.
2002.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little bit of information that I didn't know about that I found out about this week, and it's gonna be fun. Then we get into Assassin's Creed news. Citric Acid is going to be talking to us about Visage. And then we're going to have Lyle actually take over This Week in Gaming. That's my favorite segment because I love seeing how old games are. We're going to talk about Apex Legends news, Tim Burton news, Little Nightmares 2 news, Cobra Kai, the spotlight of the week, and a little something something right at the end. So, Joy-Cons. Have any of you three or anybody in the audience, yes, Sayumi, please suggest any topics. We are always down to, oh yeah, the Cyberpunk 2077 delay. Uh,
Of course.
we may have to replace one of our topics to talk about that. All right, so Joy-Cons. Do any of you know what's going on with that?
I
No.
do not. No.
But I'm
Okay.
interested.
Okay, so Nintendo announced this last week that starting November 9th, they will start releasing individual Joy-Cons, left and right Joy-Cons, so that you don't have to pay the full $80 for the twin pack of Joy-Cons when you only needed one. They're going to be priced at $40 a piece, which is half the price, so it's not like you're actually getting much of a deal unless you just need the one Joy-Con. But the only two colors available, I believe the right one is the red and the left one is the blue. They will not be selling any other colors under this individual Joy-Cons, at least at current, but that starts November 9th. I
I
found
my initial response to that is like it sounds kind of dumb because essentially Joy-Cons are really just one full controller that you can split in half for like certain games with simpler controls. But at the same time, thinking about it, a little bit further. I think it's nice to be able to buy a single individual Joy-Con if you have like a Joy-Con with like really bad drift that you just for whatever reason cannot seem to get fixed. Because I have that problem on my Switch. One of my
Yep.
Joy-Cons drifts really bad,
Mm-hmm.
and I've tried everything. I cannot get it fixed on my own, and I really don't want to send it to them to have to fix it. So
I think
I mean that sounds pretty nice. The color thing is like it it's like the color is kind of just like an aesthetic choice. It doesn't
Yeah,
make
exactly.
a whole lot of difference, but it would be nice if they hopefully
expand on that a little.
expand on the colors in the future.
Yeah, I completely agree with
Which-
you. Earthy Rock in the chat says spray paint when it comes to the color choices. It's
true.
it's an
I
option.
just imagine they're gonna have to manufacture so many left Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always the left one. Yeah, it's always the left one.
I'll be honest, my right Joy-Con, my first right Joy-Con is actually the one that drifted.
Really.
My left Joy-Con is completely fine. It's my right Joy-Con that drifted, and that was the reason I needed a second set of Joy-Cons. And then I got a Pro controller, which I haven't had any issues with.
Yeah, so
But
if you pay $80 for Joy-Cons, I'm like, you could just buy $300 Switch and sell the rest of the pieces. I just feel like,
True.
honestly,
whoa,
Yeah.
I mean that's not a bad
with the
idea.
dock, I'm just.
I never even thought about that.
You could easily just do that real quick. I never thought about that. Now I'm just like sitting
Yeah.
here like, ooh, the possibilities.
Citric, you're a fucking genius.
That's what I'm here for.
Got Bench Press says, listening to the podcast but teaching my girl to play Halo. Good to see you online. Bench Press,
Hey.
Halo's a good choice. I appreciate that. Speaking of Halo, Halo Infinite. That game is coming out at some point. We don't know when.
Eventually.
But we talked about a possible release date, but this is a lot more petty on the side of 343. But I am actually kind of okay with it, and hear me out, okay? So there's a lot of drama going around about armor coding in not coding like typing things up in a code, but coating, like to coat in paint, right? So there's a lot of drama on the Halo front about armor coding because 343 Industries decided to get rid of the old paint style on their Halo game. Instead of doing the standard pick a primary color, a secondary color, and a third color.
Tertiary.
Yeah. Instead of that, you can earn armor coatings in game that can vary in colors, styles, armor material, implying that we may see like a chainmail armor or something like that, or something that looks to be chainmail. That's my hope. I hope we have a chainmail one. Plastic, metal, diamond, like all kinds of different materials, along with like preset color options and stuff like that. And so these armor coatings, they will also be offering $5 little DLC packs, basically, where you can buy your own, like, not combination, but your own skin variant. It's kind of like how Fortnite does their situation, where you can buy a skin and utilize it in game to show off to your friends, right? But Halo is doing it where there are still challenges in game that you could do to earn other armor coatings. And if you want these like super special ones, you pay $5, $10, whatever their price is. But the reason I bring it up today is because there was a leak about the pricing of at least one of the armor variants that has been shown, and that one was on the official letter said priced at $5. So That's where I get my $5 pricing. If they sway away from just the $5, I'm not going to be surprised. But right now, that is the running price. Earthy Rock and Cordiaxis are talking about vibranium as a possible material
Hell
to
yeah.
utilize in game, and
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. Yuambe. Which brings us to one more bit of Halo news. Apparently, Guillermo del Toro, the wonderful writer-director from Guadalajara, Mexico,
The man, the myth, the legend of self.
right? He was actually talked to back in about 2002 to write the first Halo movie. But he revealed in this discussion that he really wanted to make Master Chief have an evil twin brother who sided with the Flood. So it really
I love that man, but I don't know about that.
it makes me feel like Guillermo del Toro did not play Halo Combat Evolved or pay
Or
attention
any
to any of the story.
Yeah, I love Guillermo del Toro, but that's not something I can quite get behind. We've had a lot of decent like Halo themed like short movies,
Mhm.
and like there was that compilation of like animated Halo
Halo
short-
Legends, I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
Halo
that
Legends.
one.
I like that too, but we have yet to get a good full length Halo movie, and I really just want that to happen. And I love Guillermo del Toro. I think he could do a good job with it, but not
that story.
not that idea. I think that idea should be left by the wayside.
I agree. So moving on, I know I talk a lot about Halo. I'm sorry, guys. I have 44 more achievements in the MCC. Leave me alone. Out of 700, okay? There's 700 achievements. I only have 44 left. Leave me alone. Assassin's Creed got some news this week. In fact, early this morning, I woke up Melissa at 6 a.m. to show her because that's my new sleep schedule. Assassin's Creed is coming to Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. They are doing a Netflix series of Assassin's Creed. So it'll go one of two ways. They'll get the Castlevania Witcher side where it's really good, or we'll get the Death Note side where it's really bad.
Is it going to be animated or
No,
live
it's
action?
live action.
Have they already is the lead?
What was that?
Have they like announced like the cast? And
No,
everything?
so the teaser trailer was literally just the music of Assassin's Creed, which everybody would know if you've played the Assassin's Creed game, you just know that music. I could not sing it to you right now, but you know the music. It's just that on a black screen, and then slowly the Assassin's logo like fades onto the screen in red, and then yeah, Citric, your voice was a little low there. Chat is saying that you were a little low. But in the trailer, it shows the Assassin's logo in red, and then the Netflix N showed up in the middle, and that was all we got. We have no other information on the Netflix series other than that it's a live action one.
Have
I really
you guys
agree with. I wanted to shout out Earthy Rock for "It Can't Be Any Worse Than the Dungeons and Dragons movie." You are correct. That is the lowest of the bars.
That
have you
is
guys
true.
seen the Assassin's Creed movie?
Yeah, it was not good.
It's horrible. It's so bad.
I
It's so
wanted
bad.
to like it because I like Fassbender. I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I could not like that movie. I tried. And I have a hidden blade tattooed on my arm. I tried, okay, guys?
I could not push myself to watch more than about 40 minutes of that movie. And then I was
Yeah.
just like, I'm so bored with this dumb, like, played out video game movie adaptation.
I would much rather have seen Doom in theaters.
Okay,
Okay,
first of all,
Doom is good.
the first Doom movie is fan fucking tastic. I
know.
will fight anyone about
No,
it.
no, no.
Carl Urban
No,
and
that's-
The Rock. Woo!
That's
So
why.
good.
That's why I'm
So good.
saying it's
the
good.
New one that came out last year, awful, so bad. And also, like, I talk a lot of shit about like video game movie adaptations, but I'm also the same guy that likes the Resident Evil movies more than the games. So
I mean, you're not the only one. My mom really likes the movies, but that's because she doesn't have a hard time with video games. Yeah, she does. She has a difficult time with games. Okay, she likes the one joystick, one button, and like my dad has gotten her like
so she likes simple Switch games.
Yeah. So like Tetris was her jam growing up.
Yo,
And
who doesn't love Tetris?
Anyway, when do we not break out into song?
Never.
That's what I want to know.
It's a requirement to
Bros
break out
musical?
the song at least
Exactly.
But yeah, Retro Bros the musical coming out next year.
All right, Citric, do you want to talk to us about Visage?
Yes, it's crazy because I played Visage last year and it's an exceptional game. I don't know if you guys are very interested in like the horror genre.
I like horror. I can't stand it. I get too scared.
Me too. Me too.
What I tell everybody is, the reason that I don't play horror games is the opposite reason that I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch horror movies because I think most of them are just really stupid and I can't get like invested into it. But horror games, I get way too into it and it scares the shit out of me, so I generally avoid them.
But it makes you feel alive. That's why we do it. And this
that's why I don't do it.
It's just the level of realism in this game. Guys, if you haven't played Visage, definitely give it a try. Now, it was an early release last year and the year prior, and they only released 2 chapters. Well, the final release, they just sprung it on us out of nowhere, and it's coming out on the 30th in just a few days, just in time for Halloween. And just, again, the level of realism, it's just unparalleled to anything. Better than Outlast, better than any horror game I can think of. So good. It's very exciting.
That's awesome and exciting. Like I said, I get literally scared shitless at those things. My reasoning for not playing the games is because of my heart murmur. I do play them, but like expect me. I don't know if anybody has watched the first video that Lyle was in on our channel. I don't even remember what it's called. But it was a terrible game, really poorly done. And I literally had a panic attack so bad that I could not move.
Oh.
And
I don't think it was the first one that I was in. I think the first one I was in was one of the Wind Waker episodes.
No.
But I think it's one of the first ones you showed me.
It was actually the first video other than the Superman 64 where we showed our faces, which was pretty fun. Yeah, we don't
remember being in a horror game episode.
The scary games are always fun. I mean, that's why I do like the heart rate monitor. So
I think
people can see when I die.
I went after we recorded on Sunday. I went to your Twitch profile and kind of scrubbed through a couple of your old VODs that were up and saw the heart rate monitor thing. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I want one so bad just so that I can play those games and I can show people how fucked my heart is.
Yeah. So basically, after hearing you talk about how you can't play horror games, I think that you and me need to do a horror game together at some point.
We need you, me, Matt, and Cordiaxes as our guest star to play Phasmophobia when we can afford it.
Matt offered to have me play Phasmophobia in VR at his place sometime.
Yes.
And I think that would be fan-fucking-tastic because I've not never, but I've hardly ever played in VR before in general. And I mean, to add a horror game on top of that, I think it would be very entertaining.
Yeah, I played about 10 minutes of Resident Evil 7 in VR. So I bought my wife the PSVR, and let me tell you, there were two things going on inside my head. First off, the PSVR is trash, and I was
Yeah.
super nauseated from using
I-
it. And I don't get super motion sickness anymore. Like there are certain things where it's just like this is motion sickness. The PlayStation VR was one of them. And then the other thing was holy shit, 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 get me out of here.
Yeah, I think I played Skyrim on PS4, PSVR,
Mhm.
and some random like on rails shooter on PSVR.
Yeah,
And that's the extent of my experience with VR. I really want to get the Oculus Go 2. No.
because they make the so this is another thing I saw this week that I didn't mention was going to be in the stream, but here we are talking about it. They just announced recently that if you ever delete your Facebook account, because your Facebook account has to be attached to your Oculus account, if you ever delete your Facebook account, all your information is gone. All your like Oculus information is gone. I
Well,
don't
that's
know
shit.
why. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's kind of dumb.
I think either Facebook has their hands in the pockets, or no. Would it be that they have their hands in the pockets of Oculus, or the other way around? I can't tell.
I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's not even the pockets. I think that they're both in the front of each other's pants.
Yep. It's mutual.
I was trying to be civil about saying that, but they're reaching in through the pocket, not for the money, but for the
Yeah,
grundle.
but there's a large hole in the pocket.
Yeah. This week in gaming
That's lame.
history, Lyle, please.
All right, it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, so this week in game release history, 2017, we have Assassin's Creed Origins. 2013, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Wow.
Also 2017, we have Super Mario Odyssey.
Really? So that was this week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like?
Yep, that was this week in 2017.
Fuck, dude, that game is 3 years
Yeah.
old already.
Mm-hmm. We've got let's see, 2009. We have Pac-Man got released for Android.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
2008. We have Fallout 3. Arguably, in my opinion, the best Fallout game.
You're gonna have to talk
2000
to Tucker about that one.
I'll fight him about it. He knows I'll fight him about anything.
I'll be honest though, Fallout 3 was the only one I ever actually put any amount of time in, so I'm right there with you. But again, I know
See,
everybody else's opinion is Fallout New Vegas.
Out of all of the Fallout games I've played, which are 3, New Vegas, and 4, I've put the least amount of time into Fallout 3, but I think it's the best one out of all of them.
Fair. I just had a lot of fun with it. That's all I can
2000
say.
2007, we have Guitar Hero 3, Legends of Rock. Fantastic game, one of my favorites.
That's a game that we need to
2005.
get.
Yeah. 2005, Shadow of the Colossus was released in Japan.
Oh,
It's a good one.
I definitely abbreviated it in my notes, and I had to stall for a second to remember what the abbreviation was.
Fair.
2009. This is not necessarily a notable game, but I thought it was funny. The iCarly video game was released for the DS and Wii.
In 2007, you said?
2009.
Oh, so it's 11 years
Iconic.
old.
11 years old. So I wanted to include that.
iCarly,
Um,
iconic.
Iconic. And in 1994, we got Sonic and Knuckles and Tetris 2.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't ever know that I just thought they kept re-releasing Tetris. I didn't know they ever had a sequel.
Sequel.
I mean, I don't really know much about Tetris 2,
Lagnason.
but Lagnason. I don't really know much about Tetris 2, but I kind of feel like it was probably just a re-release of Tetris, as is every Tetris release.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine like how else you could possibly change Tetris other than the like battle royale Tetris.
Yeah. That was a wild game, by the way. Which
Yeah,
which
I know,
brings
right?
brings us to next year is the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary. Are we going to
Oh,
get a
shit.
Zelda 35 game? It's kind of like the Mario 35 fucking multiplayer fucking
Hell yeah.
dude, imagine 35 players on Ocarina of Time. No, even better. 35 players on the OG Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I
Where
was
you
gonna
just
say,
see like the
that would be
phantoms of
amazing.
them like walking around.
That would be chef's kiss.
I don't have to imagine because we do that on randomizer.
I know.
We
Oh,
pull
good
them
for
on.
you.
Wow,
Look at
Citric
you, Legend of
talking
Zelda
up her own.
randomizer streamer. Okay.
Uh,
That's dope though.
I fucking love that. That was, we were actually, I actually was sitting down with Citric, I want to say 6 or 7 months ago. It was probably just before or just after the pandemic hit. I was sitting down with Citric to try to get us set up for an 8 to 9 player Retro Bros playthrough of Ocarina of Time where we're all in the game. And
would
that
be
just
sick.
I still want to do that because that would be an amazing series of is just like 8 of us or 9 of us trying to figure
hilarious.
out like what's going on. And we wouldn't even randomize it. We would just try to play it the way it's supposed to be played, but with 8 or 9 of us. I thought that would be fun.
Hell yeah.
Apex Legends, guys. I'm not a fan. I stopped playing like a week after it came out. I tried it. I really did. But they apparently, I didn't even know this. It was coming out on the Switch at some point.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, it was coming out for the Switch, but the news here is that it just got pushed back to 2021 sometime with no official
Oh,
release
wow.
date. So, I mean,
Did they give a reason for that?
probably connectivity issues if you're asking me.
I
I-
mean, I feel like at that point, no one's gonna give a shit anymore. Like, it's cool to have like it. Is Apex cross platform?
It is across the other systems.
Right.
But like I don't know, man. Smash Bros already and like playing any other game on the Nintendo branded internet it's shit. I hate it. I love those games, but like online for Nintendo, there's a reason they price it at $35 for 10 accounts for a full year. And it's not because they're the best online service out
I
there.
still have nightmares about like flying in Animal Crossing to go to a friend's island.
Yeah.
Right.
That music.
My wife is going over next week to visit her aunt's island, and I'm just sitting here like already flashbacks. I'm just like, no.
I just watched Borat for the first time last night, so every time you say my wife, I just hear my wife.
My
in my head,
wife.
and I'm very upset about it. Real quick, I just want to say I cannot believe that they were allowed to make that movie in 2006.
Did it come out in 2006?
It's 14 years old.
Fuck. Oh man.
I didn't get a chance to watch the second one last night, but I'm about to do that later.
Yeah,
I can only imagine it's gonna be much worse.
I haven't watched either of them. But apparently Sacha Baron Cohen got dissed by President Trump today. Trump
Well,
saying that Trump was saying that Sacha Baron Cohen is an unfunny comedian. So Sacha Baron Cohen responded by saying that for future films he needs a foolish racist to be in his movies, and Trump is going to be out of work as of January 20th. So I thought that was funny. I saw that on Twitter today.
There was a few weeks ago. It probably was more than that because the movie just came out pretty recently. But sometime recently, I guess there was like some guy that interrupted Pence during one of his speeches, and it apparently was Sacha Baron Cohen for I think the new Borat movie, and also. I haven't really looked super into this, but I think I remember hearing something about one of the scenes they filmed was in like Olympia or around Olympia.
Oh man, I love him. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, I know, right?
Say Crips. Fucking love Talladega Nights. He was the Frenchman in Talladega Nights, the Ballad
I've
of
never
Ricky
seen
Bobby.
that movie all the way through.
Oh man, you're missing out.
I think I have it on DVD somewhere.
By the way, we talked a little bit about TV series coming out soon. Apparently, Tim Burton is helming an Addams Family series. And
Isn't it supposed to be like the same-ish as like the movie that came out last year?
maybe?
Was
I
the
mean-
movie by Tim Burton?
I don't
think
think
so.
so.
Because it wasn't getting Tim Burton
no,
vibes from it.
No.
It definitely was not by Tim Burton.
No, you could have told. But I will say, I really enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed that
too.
new Addams Family movie.
I just the other day I watched a video where someone was reviewing it, and they had a lot of negative things to say about it.
What did that mean?
And I was honestly kind of surprised because I went into it thinking that I was not going to like it, and I actually enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, I don't understand why people didn't like the Addams Family movie last year or whenever
If
that
I
was.
if I can find the video again, I'll send you a link to it later.
Yeah, sounds
'Cause,
good.
Like when I was watching it, like he made a lot of really good points. I still enjoyed the movie regardless, but he did make a lot of good points as to why. It was mostly because it was being compared to like the old series and like the old movies.
Yeah, I mean, but like if you're comparing stuff to the old works, it's always going to be like something's different. Oh no.
Yeah, well,
The
it
message of
wasn't-
that movie was really good, and it was well made. It was well written. So I graphic,
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't know. It's like he made a lot of really good like valid points about why he thought it wasn't good, especially compared to the old content. And I understand where he's coming from, but I still enjoyed the movie nonetheless.
Same. Little Nightmares 2 has an official release date as of this last week.
So excited.
I know, Melissa. I almost said my wife again, and then Lyle was
My
going to
wife.
give me some shit about saying my wife.
I'm gonna show up at your house and just
Dressed as
I don't know,
Borat.
dude, do something that is against TOS.
Little Nightmares 2 has an official release date of February 11th, 2021. So
Ooh.
just before Valentine's Day.
I still have never played the first one.
It's really good.
Do it.
You
Do
should.
it. It's a short game. Like
Just-
just pump it out one day. It's so
Play
good.
Corpse Party. It is so good.
Melissa, I don't know if you guys heard that, but she said to play Corpse Party for the 3DS. It's really good. It's the high school edition? I think.
Back to school edition.
Back to School Edition.
But maybe not buy that one because that one's like $200.
Yeah. Anyway, it's expensive. But try to play the Back to School Edition if you guys can. It's really good. Melissa made me spend $100 on the collector's edition this last week, which is pretty cool because now we have little mini figurines that I'm going to take like really artistic pictures with my camera. But it's a little pricier. Lyle, Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so Cobra Kai, let's see. Let me pull this thing up real quick that has the actual full title of it. Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues. Came out just today, I guess. The trailer for it was originally released, I think, looks like on the 25th of August, 2 days after my birthday.
So it was a late birthday present for you, Lyle?
I mean, I guess, but like I never really got into the Karate Kid series. I've never watched the Cobra Kai series. I just, when I was kind of scrolling through like random gaming news today, I saw an article about it getting a release date, which was posted today, and it was released today. So I don't know why they didn't just say it was released today.
It got a release date. Guess what? It came out 3 hours ago. Go buy it. Do the
No, literally,
thing.
when I looked it up, the article was posted 4
Cobra
hours
Kai,
ago
video
from like when I found it, and I just maybe like 30 minutes before we started doing our like sound and tech check for the podcast, realized that it was actually released today. It looks like I wasn't able to dive like super deep into it, but it looks just kind of like a standard kind of brawler fighter sort of game. Like I said, I never really got into the Karate Kid series. I never watched Cobra Kai. But I mean, if you're into that, then I guess it looks like a pretty solid addition to your rotation of games. Not something that's quite for me though.
Melissa's family and I watched at least the first movie, I think the second movie, and then possibly the third movie. And then we, like, after watching those, there's 3 movies of the Karate Kid, right?
Yeah.
And we watched all 3 just before we went to watch Cobra Kai that one time.
We just watched the first one.
Okay, so apparently we only watched the first one, and then we watched
the ending of like.
and then we watched the.
I'm just gonna appear right here.
Yes, hello. Melissa has appeared to say hello. But
hello.
Anyway,
I
can't focus.
I'm sorry.
Nice. It's the creepy wife in the background. Oh no.
What did I do?
I have a USB plug that is broken, and so it like unconnects and connects randomly, and it just started doing it while we were doing our podcast.
How dare you have broken equipment?
I know, right? I'm
You're hearing the badoo.
I can't believe you've done this.
Bitter-doo, 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 bitter-doo. Video games coming out this week, guys. We already talked about Cobra Kai coming out today. Carto released for PC and PS4 today. Ghost Runner released for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch today. Graveyard Keeper, which I guess is there's a DLC that released called Game of Crone, released on PC today. Hammer Ting released today. I don't know what these games are. I've never heard of them. I'm just reading off a list, okay, guys? Leave me alone. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 for the PS4. I don't know if I've just not seen The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, or 3, but I've never heard of that series before.
They're iconic, my guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Stories Untold released for the PS4, Xbox One. Wonderling for the PS4 and Xbox One. AGOS A game of space. Okay. So the shortened version is AGOS or AGOS. I don't know how they pronounce that. But then the elongated version is A Game of Space. Is releasing tomorrow for PC VR. Gibbous is releasing for the Switch. I'm kind of
Was a game like
Words.
Tetris? That sounds lit.
I am interested in that game for the Switch because it just sounds stupid. It's spelled Gibbous. Gibbous.
Give us.
Uh,
That's a moon thing. That's the actual spelling, I promise.
I don't know what this is. Strobophagia rave horror for PC. It sounds like there's a horror game that takes place at a rave. So
Rave
wait
horror?
wait till the beat drops and then all the zombies come out or something.
Wait, there's something scarier than being surrounded by people.
In case you guys
Wait.
didn't hear that, she
I
said
only see like,
they also can't hear you from that distance. She said, you mean there's something scarier than being surrounded by people? Because it's true.
No, there's not.
There's nothing
There's
actually
nothing
scarier than
scarier.
being surrounded by people. Auto chess. It sounds like the chess game that plays itself on the PS4 is releasing on October 29th. Blair Witch Oculus Quest Edition for the PC VR on October 29th. Esports Life Tycoon is coming out for the Switch. No idea what that means. PUBG. Go ahead.
Sounds like a Zoo Tycoon type game, but instead you're managing like
An esports
like a-
team.
like a COD team or like a StarCraft team or something.
It sounds like the Tycoon team are just running out of ideas.
It also just sounds like they're really behind on the trend of that, because I've watched a lot of old gameplay videos doing let's plays of that sort of thing, of like
Yeah.
esports, like simulators or tycoon sort of games or whatever.
That's wacky. PUBG Season 9 for the Xbox One, PS4, and Stadia. Undungeon Arena for the PC coming out October 29th. Watchdogs Legion is supposed to be coming out this October 29th.
I am so excited for that.
Did you guys see
I
their...
never played.
Did you
Go
guys
ahead.
see the advertisements for that game?
Yeah,
Because that game is coming out, and the story is that they hack into companies and stuff like that. Ubisoft actually changed all of the video game little title scenes, like to see, oh hey, I want to go play Assassin's Creed 3. They changed it all to Watchdogs Legion style. So like for the Assassin's Creed games, like the Ezio trilogy, it's Ezio standing like this, but he has a pig face like digitally put on top of him with like the digital hacking visual effects of Watchdogs, and he's holding a phone in one hand. And they did that for every single one of their games that are on the shop right now. And they're doing like a big sale because it's like supposedly the Watchdogs are, I think that's what they're called because of the game. I've never played them, but like they're hacking into Ubisoft to drop the prices of the games.
Huh.
And,
I love it.
And
I
so
love
they're
it.
doing that massive sale before Watchdog Legions come out.
Creative advertising.
It
It's
really,
beautiful.
they went all out on the advertisement front on that one. And I would buy the game just simply because of how they advertised for the game.
I never played the original Watch Dogs, but I played the hell out of Watch Dogs 2. And when they dropped the trailer for Watch Dogs Legion, I was so excited.
Well, because Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2 was mainly a modern day, this guy is hacking into big companies with his cell phone.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, they were just like, you know what? We have the ability to. We're just gonna go all out future, and
Yeah.
because like a future dystopia similar to Cyberpunk 2077, which we'll talk about here in a minute, um, and Watchdogs Legion, that's a horrifying way to live, and that's where this society is actually going, is in a futuristic dystopia. It's gonna be horrifying. So they were just like, you know what, future, let's just go for it.
Future.
Future. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is releasing for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. I thought that series died a long time ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say why now? Why, like,
I don't
if
know.
at all, why now?
Why not just wait for the Series X and the PS5 to release, and then just release those as like one of the first 8 titles to drop or something? I don't know.
Why not just not do it
Ever.
at all? Because no one cares about that show anymore.
Exactly.
That show was uncool like
the first
years
time
ago.
it happened.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I used to watch that show hella, but like no one gave a shit about that show as of like 2012. At
Game
least.
show games, though. Game show games. I literally just bought Jeopardy for the N64 just to have it. I can't wait to see the outdated trivia that's on that thing.
That's
can't wait.
one thing though, to like buy an old game that already exists, but to release a new Who Wants to Be a Millionaire now is just not a good idea.
You know the types of food I like. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, hon. She's ordering Uber Eats for us.
Oh, fancy.
She's going to make sure to send that to Lyle instead of to our house.
Yeah. Yeah, what day was that? Was that like Friday or
I don't
Saturday?
know. It was a day that I was drinking. I think it was Friday.
Every day.
Sometime last week, I ordered McDonald's on DoorDash, and I got the notification that it got delivered, and I went to check my front door, and it wasn't there. I went to check the side door, it wasn't there. I went and like walked around the driveway to see if they just like dropped it in a weird ass place for no fucking reason, wasn't there.
It was pouring
So
rain, by the way.
Yeah, it was pouring rain. So I walked to 3 of my neighbors' houses in the rain to see if they delivered it to the wrong house. None of them, it wasn't delivered to any of those houses.
Oh no.
So I walk back inside, like I get back to my house, I walk back inside, and I'm about to call customer support and chew out this driver hella tough. And then I realized that the last time I ordered DoorDash was the last time I spent the night at Joss's place. And I never changed the delivery address back to my place.
Oh no.
So so I hit up Joss and I was like, "Hey, I think I just delivered McDonald's to your house instead of my house. Is there anyone there that is like sober enough and awake enough to like come give me my food?" And he was like, "Nah, probably not." And I was like, "Well, shit. I guess I'm just gonna take the L then."
Oh
So,
my gosh. Just drenched and hungry and
But then
I ended up
he was like,
sending
"Hey,
him-
I'll Venmo you the $18 or whatever it was, so you can reorder it, and I'll just take the food." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I'm at least glad that they delivered it to the right apartment at the address that I provided. If they delivered it to like the wrong apartment and he didn't even get it, then I would have been pissed.
Yeah, so Melissa and I ended up having McDonald's that night.
I called him and he was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go to bed." And I was like, "Well, there's McDonald's outside your house if you want it."
Yeah, so I Venmoed him the money, and I was just like, all right, I guess we have 3 McDoubles, a small fry, and a large fry. And so
no
Melissa,
chicken nuggies?
no.
No chicken
No,
nuggies.
there were no nuggies in that order.
So Melissa and I just sat down on our couch, like I'm passing out because it was 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and let me tell you, my sleep schedule is fucked right now. And by fucked, I mean it's on par with where my job is, because I have to be up at 3 a.m. to be at work at 5 a.m. So, yeah, my sleep schedule sucks. Anyway.
And then he called me back a little bit later and was like, "Hey, it's a good thing that you reordered because the fries are ice cold."
Yeah,
And I
like
was like,
just in
"Bet."
the amount of time that it was there, like all of the food was ice cold because of like it was just pouring rain. It didn't get on the bag,
Or
but it was
it
just
was
cold.
it was pouring rain, and like from the time it was delivered, plus the time it took me to walk to one house, walk to another house, walk to another house, and then walk back to my house and realized what happened and get in contact with Joss. They were sitting outside for like 30, maybe 45-ish minutes at that point.
Because you live in the middle of nowhere. Like, walking to your neighbors' houses, that's not just like a quick run across the street kind of thing for you.
Well, I have two neighbors right next to my house that are close, within easy walking distance. It doesn't take that long. But one of the other houses that I walk to is on the back road that's right next to my house.
Oh,
And the only
yeah.
reason I went there is because they have the exact same house number as our house. And
That's weird.
for some reason, my driveway doesn't show up on maps. So, and it's so far back from the road, people think that it's on the back road, and they will sometimes take that back road and then see like, oh, there's this other house with this house number, and they'll deliver it there.
That's fucked, and you need to take that.
It's
to
really
the
obnoxious.
state. You need to take
It's
that to
really
the state, because
obnoxious.
that's something weird going on. I'm gonna
Usually,
finish.
can you show up at the neighbor's house like all the time, just like give me my shit?
Not all the time. There was a short period of time where they would deliver it to that other house every single time, and that happened like 5 or 6 times in a row. They've been a lot better about actually delivering it to the right place, and the couple times when the drivers could not find my house, they did actually call me, and so I could actually talk them through it and like either direct them to my house or be like, "Hey, I'll walk out to the end of my driveway,
Yeah,
and you can meet me
What I
there."
do.
that's
But
what I
like
had to
before
do
before
to
that, they never did that. They never did that. They would just deliver it to the wrong house and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go on with my day. Have fun. Bye." And like when the pandemic and like quarantine like first started, like it was common practice for them to like send a photo of like where they dropped it off. They stopped doing that. So like if they deliver it to the wrong place, or God forbid I'm an idiot and put in the wrong address again, I have no idea where it gets delivered to, so I have to go and like figure it out.
Oh, you're wild, dude. You're wild.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Last few games to be coming out this week. Zhuan Sword 7. I think that's how you pronounce it. I hope I'm correct. It's spelled XUAN -YUAN, and then the word sword, and then 7. So I think it's Zhuan Yuan. I don't know. It's a game. It's coming out on PC on October 29th.
You're a game coming out on PC on October 29th.
Boom!
Clea. I think this game is called Clea, and I think it's based off of Cleopatra, perhaps, based on the name, unless it's Clee, and it's like a play on flea and something else. I don't know, but it's called Clea, Clea. It's coming out on the Switch on October 30th. The Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's also on October 30th. Today Is My Birthday is coming out on October 30th. And then my personal favorite, the one I'm most excited for on this list, Pikmin 3 Deluxe is coming out on the Switch on October 30th. And then on November 2nd, which is a special day, and I'll tell you why in a moment, The Wizard and the Slug is coming out on PC. And that's our list of games coming out this next week. November 2nd, that is next Monday for those of you watching the stream. We normally stream on Mondays from 5 to 8 p.m. However, Monday night is Melissa's and my 4-year wedding anniversary, so I'm not going to be doing anything. Matt,
You get to watch one of our other dumbasses.
I believe Matt and Tucker are taking over the stream. They will be Lagnus on. They will be streaming from 6 to 9 p.m., so an hour late. They're going to be streaming. What game did they say they were going to?
It's
Payday 2.
Payday.
Payday 2. That's the
Which
game
means you might get Matthew as well.
they can do whatever they want. It's their stream. I'm going to be hanging out and spending
I
time
might
with
play
my
with
wife.
them.
So I don't know what
I
to
know
tell you
Matthew's been
guys.
playing Payday with him. We'll see if he wants to be on Retro Bros.
There you go.
He's the only one left.
Which brings us to the final moments of the stream. The spotlight of the week, which happens to be Citric Acid, our visitor this week.
Hey.
Citric, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a
thanks
little
for
bit?
having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, why people should follow you, and just whatever you want to advertise?
I am a partnered streamer on Twitch. I play mostly retro, but I'm a variety streamer, retro enthusiast. So while I do a lot of Nintendo 64, especially a lot of Nintendo, a lot of retro, lately we've been doing a lot of Phasmophobia with heart rate monitors, like all the spooky games for Halloween, and we just rock and roll a few nights a week and play video games and have a good time.
Well,
Biggity bet.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to have you here, which brings us to one last bit of information, guys. We haven't talked about this. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which means 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there is a special video dropping on the YouTube channel that I spent 9.5 hours on today just to finish editing. And by finish, I mean
Citric got to see, and I haven't even gotten to see yet.
Lyle will show you in a few minutes. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you fucking better.
This video is horror video game tattoos gone wrong. And it's featuring Citric Acid. So, if you guys really want to see that, that's coming out tomorrow. Also, tonight we're posting up a uncensored version of the same exact video on our Patreon. $1 buy-in for the Patreon. Any amount will get you all access. So if you can only spend $1 a month, boom, $1 a month, do it. You get
Dollar
full
well spent.
access.
I thought in the last video we agreed that it was $500.
You know what, Lyle? You have no permission to talk on this. I have my financial advisor
Wow.
in
Okay.
that corner right there. Vivian is our financial advisor, and and our main source of Patreon funding, because Vivian became one of our only 3 patrons we've had on Retro Bros as of last October or September.
Well, obviously she doesn't have to pay $500, but I feel like everyone else should have to pay $500.
I have a couple thoughts. Is it a little unfair to ask them to pay $500? Yes. Do I like the sound of them paying $500? Absolutely. And Joss, I think that it is a wise financial decision to be collecting $500 from each person.
You know,
Also,
Bet.
subscribe to the Patreon, and Kyle may move into your house. We've only tested it once, but I subscribed to Patreon. Kyle moved into my house.
this
try it
is
out.
true.
Worst case scenario, we can and will subscribe to Patreon. We will sign and mail you our trash.
No, literally today,
Bet.
Vivian and Kyle were talking about how people who subscribe to our Patreon may get signed beer and alcohol bottles that they have laying around.
We will collect them throughout the month as we drink through our feelings. Then we will sign them and we will send them to you.
So, if that's not incentive
That's
enough,
that's the $500 tier.
if that's not
Yes.
incentive enough, again, you might have Kyle move into your house. Vivian became a patron, and Kyle moved into her house. It might happen. Oh no!
And as a bonus, I'll sleep in your yard just whenever I feel like it.
That's because Kyle already
Any-
took up the rest of the bed. so
Any
the
anytime I
hands
just
up.
feel like it, I'll
Hands
just
up.
show up in your.
Everybody, hands up! Hands up!
Why are we doing
Is
this?
this a stand
Oh,
up?
Cordiax has spent 10,000 points to make us put our hands up. So, I'm going to have to ask Melissa to hit the stop. No, wait, fuck. Okay, wait. I have
None
the
of you
answer.
are dancing with me, and I'm very
Use your
upset
foot,
about
your
it.
dick.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Oh God. Oh no.
Whoa, TOS.
If you become
I-
a patron,
Ow.
I'm
Cramp.
just waiting.
leg
I'm just
cramp.
waiting for Josh to show up on WikiFeet.
more of this.
Yeah,
If
you
become a Patreon.
you can have
I'm-
can have
I-
more
you know
feet
what?
pics.
Actually, I'm going to make a
Give us some
WikiFeet
crumbs on
page for Josh.
Sneak preview of the patron content.
Melissa, please click the left mouse button there.
I'm dyslexic, so
That side. Yeah. Wait, did it work?
did I do the
I
thing?
ugh.
911.
911.
Because your shit.
No,
stopped
don't
here.
no. Go up to the send a message.
Gamer muscles. I'm
Okay.
gonna-
Okay. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, bench
right.
pressing air.
Now I need you to type.
Raise the roof.
I don't want to touch where your foot is.
Okay. /
We're worshiping God.
You can do it.
You know, it's good to see
R.
you
Speed.
struggle.
I believe in you.
A
Josh,
And there's
please.
no R there. There's just
I. No, that's there. It's there.
oh.
People who are joining with
Raid.
no context.
Space.
Yeah.
All right. Who are we rating? I have to type this up with my feet.
Didn't you say you were gonna raid Cordy?
Yeah, but I think Cordy Axis is not streaming anymore because he's here watching this.
I wasn't able to verify with my friend, but raid A Court Low.
Okay, spell it out for me.
Oh.
A
A
C
C
O
O
Oh,
R
fat toe it.
Enjoyable,
R.
but also
T.
painful to watch.
T
L
L
O
O
W.
Stretches while we're up here.
W. Is that
That's
it?
my cardio for the week.
That's it.
All right. Hitting enter. Everybody, make sure hit that follow button after the raid.
There you
Bye bye.
Dab on the haters.
Dab on the haters.
Okay, Melissa, I need you to take that mouse and hit the raid now button right there. Bye.
Bye. Okay, can we put our arms
Yes,
down now?
yes.
Okay, cool.